I was definitely a little lost. After 3 years doing biology, there was something about the knowledge that was great, but the passion was sort of missing. So I walked into Burchard Hall. I think the second you walk in, you kind of get this feeling of like, this is it, and it's really hard to explain. I've never had that before. I applied the first time, and I showed a bunch of graffiti and told them I really wanted to do this, and they were like, well, no. So I spent a whole year taking the biology classes, doubling up on the ID classes, really getting a knowledge, getting the professors comfortable with me. I took a sketch class like 3 times, so it took me twice to get in. This is my thesis right now. What's cool is you do all this research, you work really hard, and you get all this data, and you have to somehow synthesize it, and this is how, I guess as designers, this is how we synthesize data. You know, I went through second year, and it was just me with my hood up, constantly just working and working and working, and got 0 internships, right? I was like, man, so I stayed here in the summer, and I like really like filled these walls with sketches and worked really, really hard to get better. You know, got this really amazing opportunity at a company called Quirky.com. That really changed a lot because I met some really fantastic designers. And then you come back here and you do your thesis, right? And a thesis is a culmination of who you are as a designer. This is part of something that I was doing in terms of like folding, but keeping aesthetics like really cool and new and fresh, but also about the user-centered part. So how does the handle curve in a way that's easier to grab? That's where it's kind of all culminated. Design thinking, figuring out what's important to the user, what will they interact with the most, how will this thing look in 20 years? Will they be using it after 20 years? And if not, is it recyclable? I'm not really designing a new stroller, right? I had to tell myself that I'm designing a baby carrying solution for the urban environment. And when you say that, you say, well, then what does that mean? And to me, it meant reducing your volume, increasing storage efficiency, and when things get chaotic, can you get out of it quickly? I've been here for a long time, and I was here for 416. At the time, I was a biology major, and I thought about, you know, what if that was me? Because there was, you know, it could have been. So I have this very, I think, special bond with tech, just in terms of what it's done for my life. And I think my sense of community comes with the bond that I felt after all that happened, you know, and the bond that I felt with the people that I know and the people that I lost. So every day after that, I mean, it brought a lot of us really close together. So my closest friends, I mean, we call each other all the time, and we're all still very close, and there is a very, very special bond I have to this school, because after that moment, I started thinking about, well, I have to do something worth it.